I've seen defections, but not the scale, and never in Delta State.
Well, to start with, I don't think we have a problem of that magnitude to warrant the kind of step taken today by Delta State Governor Sheriff Oborevwori and the entire machinery of the state that was controlled by PDP. It has turned out to us as a surprise and a very disappointing one. This is the disappointment that some of us foresaw when early in the day we warned and we were requesting some of the things we did wrongly to be corrected. Otherwise, we will find ourselves in a very pathetic situation like the case today. And it will be disappointing to the founding fathers of this party, the few that are alive, to see to it that it is degenerating to this sorry state, where a state like Delta, that we believed is our stronghold, where we worked so tirelessly and burnt the candle. We went to court, we made all that was possible to ensure that we kept that state in our control. But sadly, we have lost it today without a justifiable reason. The party is not in any crisis, as it were, to warrant this kind of decision. Only a fortnight ago, you saw the governors, including the same sheriff, churning out their press conference, the communique that they issued, to the effect that they were going to put the house in order. So one would be left with amazement as to why, this early in the day, he would just, but it's not surprising when you have people that are spineless, people that are devoid of character, as it were, because I wouldn't see, this is one of the most painful decisions taken by any governor in, Nigerian history. You have a state that is robust, one that we were proud of, and we don't think there's enough problem in your state to warrant this decision. There's not enough at the national level. If all of it is instigated by the fact that our former presidential candidate, and that is the crux of the matter with which I laid the foundation, that the argument some of us were making, that he was not the most suitable person to be anointed by Atiku Abubakar. And that's the ground that I still maintain. I came here and I spoke in different fora, arguing that Okowa was the wrong choice PDP should have made in 2023 in the build-up to that presidential election. Because even the committee that was constituted recommended Wike. 14 out of 18 of them went with Wike. The second person should have been Udom, if you are talking about a gentleman with demeanor and performance. And if you are talking about competence, brand and capacity, then Wike would stand out.
And now the Wike you talk about has praised or, applauded Okowa for the move. I mean, this is the obituary of the PDP.
No, I can't.
Because it does look, with this mass exodus from the opposition party to the APC, it looks like it's an endorsement of the performance of the governing party.
No. It's just a decision informed by greed, avarice, and selfishness. You cannot see why a governor, for example, will move away. Some will argue that the former presidential, candidate was instrumental to the movement. It can be understood from that context, but it will be sad because I wouldn't know what atrocity you committed that the APC will cow you into submitting yourself with the entire machinery, because he literally lured the governor into that conundrum. Whatever it is they want to achieve or escape from, we'll see it in the fullness of time. But in any case, you don't expect anything from the character of the person, of the governor. I would not want to speak about personality, but honestly speaking, those who trace this antecedent, you would see why he will find comfort in this kind of movement. But it's sad, it's a disappointment.
When you say, what is the plan that the PDP has?
We have more than enough plan, Ngozi. All the options are on the card now to see how we will confront 2027 with this behemoth that we have in place as or army of occupation called government. Certainly, it is becoming clearer that what they are doing now is to, encroach on the frontiers of all political parties and silence voices of dissent by ensuring that they remain the only one. They have succeeded in cowing, the judiciary. They also succeeded in cowing the electoral umpire. They have succeeded in cowing even the security agencies. And now it's political parties they are making inroad into.
Remember when Adam Soshomole mentioned that join us and your sins will be forgiven. Do you remember that? Does that sound something close to what this man said? when he said he wonders what atrocities Okowa committed for him to be able to lure or coerce the governor of Delta State to join him and the entire PDP Delta State to join the APC. It is not surprising what is going on with defections and from one political party to another by politicians. It is something I've often said on this channel, which I will break down again together with you, and we will have dialogue in the comment section. It's not surprising because we know that our politicians don't have any character. They don't have any commitment. They don't have any belief apart from the belief of their pocket. We will break down the things we think. Not everything anyway. I don't think I would know everything, but what makes them corrupt and why they do things like this. Please watch this to the end, and if you're meeting this content for the first time, like, share, and subscribe. And also, if you've been following us, also do the same thing, like, share, and subscribe, and also join the comment as well, and to recommend this channel to others. So let's break this thing down. The man said it's not surprising because these people are spineless and they are devoid of character. That's the one thing you need to first of all check. What are the characters of our politician? I see the character of corruption, selfishness, greed, avarice. These are mainly the reasons why our politicians jump from one party to the ruling party. When governors are in places of authority, they have immunity. And because they have immunity to steal. They steal so much. So when they leave power, they need to go back close to power as well so that they can keep what they've stolen. That's why Oshemele mentioned, join us and your sins will be forgiven. It is not a mistake he made that. It's not by mistake he made that statement. He knew that he and other politicians would have stolen a lot from their states. But he also knew that they need to stay in power to continue to maintain that money they've stolen. That's why he said that. So what are the atrocities Okowa committed before he left power? Now we're talking about a person who was number 2 on the ticket of a major political party. 2 years down the road, dumps the party. It was a political, that the party it was flag bearing with. Even their own flag bearers also leaving the party to go to the opposition that beat them by rigging to get into power. Does that not tell you the kind of people we have as politicians? The things you also need to look at, I've said this several times, check the person you're voting for. Check their antecedents. Check their characters. Check their history. What do they stand for? How do they get to where they are? Before you go and rig elections for those people, this is the thing you need to check. Because what you've just done, if you go and rig election for them, which mainly happens now, one of the things our politicians also realize is that they didn't win the election by the vote of the people. They oftentimes don't win elections by the vote of their people. They rig the elections. And they know for certain that the only way they can stay in power is by rigging. And then they have now come to realize that there's a bigger rigger in the market or on the scene right now, which obviously is APC and Tinubu. And he will do everything to rig them out and even cause chaos in their state. So what they're doing is now they're bowing to him because they need to stay back in power. Our politicians don't win elections at all. They know they rigged these elections and they need to rig the election back to stay in power. Who else would they, align with? The one who rigged the election completely from outside to become president. That's why the guy said, they've not used the judiciary. They've now gotten the INEC, the umpire, and they use the security agencies. And now they're making inroads with political parties because you need everything to align with the center to make it a perfect rigging. Which brings me now to us. How do we stop them? It's the only way. If the politicians who will use people from amongst us to rig the elections, because the INEC is made of people from us, from amongst us. The chairman of the INEC can only announce the results posted. If we get the people who write the results, post the right thing, or who collates the result, then we will get there right. There's nothing that can stop Tinubu 2027, I would think, apart from we the people. The Nigerian people are the only force right now that can stand between Tinubu and 2027 election rigging. All the politicians, you can see. I mean, I asked the question yesterday when I read the news. This current governor of Delta State, how did he get there? By the former governor's help. Did the people of Delta State choose him? That's for you guys, if you're from Delta State, to make that argument in the comment section. But bear in mind that what we are having right now is a disaster. When a country goes into a one-party state, there is no way anybody can speak up against the government anymore. Check China, for example. You criticize the government, you get locked up. When the government tried to silence dissent, it's because they've now come to have absolute power, which no politician should ever have. No human being should ever have that. Absolute power. Because now makes them mini-God. We're not another Caesar state. I want to put this back in your mind. Join us and your sins will be forgiven. What are the atrocities these governors have committed that they know will come to bite them? The lady said that even Wike applauded Okowa for leaving PDP. Why? Because Wike's departure from PDP is just about when. We all know that he's already left PDP. It's just a matter of when he will announce it officially. I mean, if you saw him when he came to receive Tinubu at the airport at the tarmac, you can see the way he bent his head down. So he understands that he has to play survivor. That's why I said our politicians are spineless. They are devoid of character. For them, it's a game. And we are the pawns they use. They use from amongst us to cause electoral chaos, kill people, destroy ballot papers, so that they can remain in power. So you rig election for them to leave as kings. Can you not realize that? I'm talking to the person, to that professor, that returning officer. You are the one suffering. They give you peanuts to rig election for them to stay in power. And you think it's enough. So when you come around and you go to your village and your communities, what do you see? When you see them and you see them suffering, do you think it's your 10, 20,000 that you're giving them that makes their lives better? Why are you rigging these elections for these guys? People without character. A professor who spent years studying to be a PhD doctor. Most of our returning officers are professors with multiple PhDs. You spend so much, dedicate your life towards making advancement, and then you go and rig election for politicians. And all the school that you went is actually useless. You have become one without character because you will write the results to make this person president, governor, senators. I know you want to feed your family, but for how long can you write rig election for somebody to become king over you? So I'm talking to Ross back again now. The man said it's not surprising because they are spineless. He says if you look at the character of this governor of Delta State, people who know him understand that it is his reason why you can understand why he's doing what he's doing. I said there's nobody that's going to be spared. All of our politicians, we will call them out, from the president down to the local government councillor, every single person. But the onus is on you and I to make sure we create that awareness. It is not surprising anymore. What you're seeing right now is expected. Is expected. I said it before, that if there's one thing Buhari almost got right, was making sure that this current government never existed. But this cancer called this particular government, if at some point we don't speak up and stand up and vote them out come 2027, they will render Nigeria useless. Look at Lagos State. It's a one-party state. So if you think there's another typification of anything else apart from Lagos State, you're joking. Lagos State is a sample of what will happen in the center of Nigeria, one-party state. They made sure they crumble everything just to make sure they remain in power. They will crumble everything to remain in power, including the system, and it will be done by corruption. So this is me addressing the issues of rigging and defection in our Nigerian politics, and I've explained to you why and how it happens. I want you to put in the comment section what you also think. If you agree with it, If you think I did not list everything, you join in listing some more. Okay? And also don't forget, if you're meeting this content for the first time, like, share, and subscribe. If you've been following us, like, share, and subscribe if you've not done so yet. And also recommend this channel to others. As always, I will catch you up in the next video. Bye-bye for now. God bless you.